This end. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm really sorry that Amy and I couldn't go live onto the group today. By God, we did try. 100%, Amy, we tried, didn't we?
We absolutely did, yeah. Behind the scenes, it's been a bit chaotic.
Yeah, we did definitely tried. So what we're doing is we're pre-recording this on Zoom, and then I'm going to make sure that I upload it straight after. So we're kind of live, but just not live. So if you have any questions, please do pop them in the comments underneath this video, and please feel free to message either Amy or myself if it's a question in regards to what the charity does, or if it's a question in regards to what Jigsaw does. And we are literally just going to have a little informal conversation about what the charity does, what Jigsaw does, and how we're working together. So I'll let Amy introduce herself and the charity and the foundation, and then we will answer your questions as soon as we get off.
Hi everyone, so I'm Amy and I'm from the Molly McLaren Foundation. So just to give you a little bit of a background about what we do without going on for too long. So we raise money and awareness for eating disorder charities within the local area that enables us to support their counselling and any help that they're able to give those suffering with eating disorders. So currently we've got a collaboration in the process with a company called Rewrite Your Story, and they offer one-to-one counselling. They go into schools and they educate in assemblies, and they also offer early intervention schemes. Then we're also looking at the moment for other local charities that provide more group sessions, and basically the idea behind our foundation is to be able to fundraise them, really. A lot of charities are quite restricted on how much money that they can drive into the services, and the NHS, obviously, as everybody knows, is quite restricted on the services that they're able to provide. So our foundation, based on Molly, she was a sufferer of an eating disorder and she had bulimia. That led to anxiety much later on, and she was constantly trying to get help from a GP and ended up on a lot of waiting lists, and she also ended up with medication that she'd really not have preferred to not take, and she wanted more of a counselling and holistic route through her kind of journey, if you will. She found it super inspirational and helpful to blog and to share her own story. So in light of that, we also provide signposting on our website to allow people to do the same, and to connect sufferers together so that they're able to help each other through their journey. So we're really excited to be starting another collaboration, because there is quite a lot of research that shows that eating disorders do stem from quite a young age, and especially with all of the pressures of social media that are now being introduced to society, I think it's really important that we get that information into young children and young adults as soon as possible, so that they're able to help, maybe even if it's not just themselves, but they may have a close family friend or a school friend that they then might be able to look out for some signs, and be able to offer that person the support and guidance that they need by pushing them in the right direction. So that's just a little bit about us. Probably quite a lot about us.
Yeah, no, that's a lot, but it's good because it shows that you are not just stuck to doing one thing, that you are quite varied in how you want to make sure that your message is out there and how you want to support people. You do a lot of events as well.
Yeah, so all of our fundraising is based on events that are centered around Molly's personality. So we've got an annual music event that we do called Molly Fest, and that will be held in May of this year, and that's about bringing everyone together for good food and good music, and hopefully the sun will shine like it did last year. We've also done fitness events for those people that are particularly active. I'm probably not one of them, but I do try, because fitness was a huge part of Molly's life, and it is very much how she was able to create a routine and a rhythm, and it was something that she was so passionate about that she decided to go to university and study, so that she was then able to give that advice to others, and teach them that you're in control of your diet, what you do, what you eat, because eating disorders very much take the control away from the person. So for Molly, it was about kind of being able to empower people and give that back. We've also done pub quizzes and comedy events. We've got a golf event coming up, so we really try to keep it as varied as possible so that as many people as we can get involved, and that there's a little bit of something for everyone. But there are some really great humans out there that are doing wild things like jumping out of aeroplanes and doing marathons.
Yeah, I did.
To raise money for
charity, right? All in the name of charity. Yeah, that's a good
Absolutely.
thing. It's a good thing. They're fighting for your cause. It means they're passionate about what you do. So
it's absolutely incredible. I mean, Joe and I have signed up to do our very own skydive, but that will be in the few months after we've let go of Christmas a little bit. Thank you. We'll need it. But we do welcome people to do events on their own in the name of the foundation if it's something that they want to do and that they're passionate about. And it's always really great to see how many people the foundation has touched, all in Molly's name, because she was such a big personality, and she touched a lot of people, I think, maybe without realizing, because she was just kind of person. And we've had some of the most incredible support from Cobham as the community and that they are, and a lot of our events have been hosted in the Leather Bottle. Molly used to work there, and again it's that community feel where everyone comes together, and we've been doing quite a lot of events there as well. So hopefully this year we'll get a few more in the calendar, but we're working, beavering behind the scenes to make sure that we've got lots of exciting things to come up.
Really, really exciting. And I think the reason why people need to know why we chose to approach you guys to see if we could do a collaboration is because we could feel that spirit behind your charity. We could see the things that you were doing in the community that kind of linked with our ethos of involving people, because we strongly believe in getting people involved in order to make a bigger impact. But also you said blogging with literacy. And it's the power of being able to write, because some people don't have that skill, unfortunately, and some people struggle, or some people don't have the support that they need. But I also think that your cause is something that's quite emotive in eating disorders, because you can't say that the person next to you doesn't suffer because you have no idea. And it's very mask whether you're suffering from an eating disorder, as you probably would have known through your research and through being friends with Molly. And so I think that if we can raise awareness of it in our youth, in the 14 to 16 age range, then it allows them to open their eyes and be exposed to other issues that are happening in society that they may or may not be aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the age group specifically as well, it's, like I said before, there are a lot of pressures on what you should look like, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, and we all know, the common jokes around, the millennial and the avocado. But it's about them maybe understanding what else to look out for, because as you say, an eating disorder is very hidden, and I was friends with Molly for years, and it's not something that you can identify particularly easily. And it is very secretive, and again it is all about having that control. So there's little things that as a friend you can kind of keep an eye out for, and you can offer support, and being able to understand what that person's going through, I think as well is a huge part, because a lot of people think, how can I help? Do I just ignore the fact that it's happening, or are they going to be angry if I say something, or should I step in, should I not? So I think it's about kind of exposing people on how they can help, even if it's something as simple as, how are you doing today? It can just be really, really quite straightforward. But I think especially in that age group, people really struggle on kind of what an eating disorder actually is, to be honest.
And when I was speaking to you, I was trying to explain to you the issues that we have company, as a community company, is that people don't necessarily understand what literacy is. And so working with your charity, we could show them to the extreme of how it can have an impact. So remember we were talking about creating leaflets and creating posters and researching and fundraising and creating an event. These things, people don't actually understand that you need to write, you need to read, you need to understand information. And this is why I think that if we collaborated together, it would be a really powerful thing within that age range and within parents as well, because then they can understand actually what we can do if we develop that skill.
Absolutely. I think it's, I've myself said when we had our catch up that I didn't even realise sometimes how far that goes, because you don't maybe necessarily put it into everyday context. But when you think about what we do as a charity, we're constantly making leaflets, sending out emails,
everything you do.
Being able to communicate effectively with the audience that we're trying to engage with. And I think it's a really important skill to learn at that age, because again, especially with technology, you could probably have the next, you know, famous blogger sitting in the classroom.
Never know.
Something that we've had a struggle with today. Maybe one of those can show us how to do a live another time. But you know, it is their generation, and they're going to need to be able to have those skills earlier on to enable them to, you know, be exposed to all of the opportunities that are now available. So I think it's really interesting. I wish there had been something similar to that when I was growing up, for sure.
Me too. 100. The things that I know now as an adult were things that I was sheltered from as a child. Intentionally, it just was never explicit enough. Now, if I look back, there were people that are suffering from mental health. There were people that were suffering from homelessness. There were people that are suffering from eating disorders. I didn't know about it. But now as an adult, I sit back and I think, oh, yeah, actually, the person that was sitting next to me in French class or something, they show signs of that. And so adult, we now know, but I think it's really, really important from a young age that they are exposed to these things. So you said you were going to pop along to one of our workshops. Are we still going to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I really look forward to that, actually. A bit of Q&A and see what the guys think of some of the events that we do, and see what maybe they would like to come down and do, and see what ideas they've got, because we're always open to new fundraisers and ideas and volunteers as well. I'm sure they'll be
great. So if you're watching this, if you're a parent or if you're a child, or if you know someone who's 14 to 16, and they don't have to struggle with literacy, this is what I'm saying. You can be an A grade student, or sorry, now it's numbers. You can be a level 9. Did you know it changed to numbers, Amy?
Only when I started taking in CVs at work, and I couldn't quite work out what any of them meant.
It's numbers. We'll talk after this. So if you're an A grade or a level 9, a grade 9, you can still have issues with your literacy. So please don't think you're sitting there and you don't need this workshop, because this workshop and the programme will be designed for anyone of any ability, and our team are there to help you, and we differentiate all of our resources. So if you are a higher level student, the activities that you will do will be slightly different. Please also be aware that liaising with the foundation means that we will fundraise for them, we will help them with their marketing, their advertising, and you can also have a chat with Amy and any of the trustees, I'm guessing, Amy, at any time if they want to go onto your website. What is your website?
So the easiest way to get hold of us is actually on Facebook. So if you go onto our Facebook page,
modern 21st century.
We're getting there. If you go onto the Molly McLaren Foundation on Facebook, you can send us a message on there, and one of us will get back to you. It's probably the quickest and the easiest way. But all of our donations currently are done through our website, which is the mollymclarenfoundation.co.uk.
So if you are on the workshop or you are on the programme, I keep saying workshop, there's 4 workshops, 1 programme. If you are on the programme, we will be working towards fundraising as well, as much as possible. And if we can't do that within our means, then we will see if we can volunteer through your course as well. So please get in touch with either Amy or myself, or both of us. We're more than happy to answer any of your questions. And I thank you very, very much for tuning in to our pre-recorded live. We did try. I hope you have a fantastic week, everybody. I will be loading this onto Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. So if you are on any of those platforms, please find us on Facebook. Easy one to say, right?
Easy.
Very much, Amy. I'll catch you later.
Thanks,
Thank you.
See you later.